Hey y'all, what's up? I decided to just hop on tonight because I really wanted to talk before I launch something very special to me with one of my best friends in the world. I'm so excited for you guys to see what we have coming up for you all. So I came out in my Chicago's finest, my bathrobe, my bonnet. I have a great surprise for you. You're going to absolutely love what we got going on. The set looks great. I got my plant, my faux baby. I dusted her off. I got the little setup, the candle, the pretty light, the home decor. Behind me looks great. I even patched up, child, this whole thing right here. This floating shelf fell. So I had to go back and I bought some putty, some pink putty. It looks so good though, right? Look how good it looks. I'm very happy about that. Anyway, I wanted to talk about the last video I posted, which I hope you all enjoyed it and watched it. It is the um, divorce and enmeshment from my own podcast, which is Let Me Call You Back. I'm very excited to add a couple things to my channel. I am going to be broadcasting a lot of my businesses that you guys don't um, hear me talk about much. I do a lot of promotion on other social media platforms, but I'm definitely going to start adding that to my videos that I do here on YouTube. I'm very excited. Um, but I wanted to talk about my last video because it wasn't, what can I say? There wasn't a lot of viewership. I think because of the way I put the video out. I did a bunch of editing, but the video still isn't gaining traction. So let me run the intro really, really quick and then we can talk about, you know, divorce, my divorce, what happened, and how I was bullied by my in laws. Yeah, Drake was patting you on the back, all the rappers. Hey, what's up? Back again. Hey, what's up? It's up to you to do the research. It's up to you. Thanks, guys, for hanging out with me. I am. I'm going to talk about how I was bullied by this lady, my ex husband's sister. She was such a headache in my life. And what I talked about in the last video is that as soon as I met my brother in law, who has a wife as well, the moment I met the wife, anytime we were alone and could chat together, she would describe to me how miserable she was in her relationship. Now, if somebody first meets you and tells you how bad their relationship is, trust me, it's probably even worse. Nobody, and I mean nobody, hops into your first conversation and say, I hate it here. I'm miserable here. These people are the worst. Basically, that's what she was saying. These people are literally the worst. Hmm. Where I put my phone? So I remember the first time I met her, it was a summer night. They were having like a little bonfire cookout. My brother-in-law always grilled. These are Nigerian people. My brother-in-law always grilled, so they would have like a little bonfire, have a bunch of people over. Um, and what I noticed was my brother-in-law's wife and my husband's sister, who was my sister-in-law, they were very close. But when she would pull me aside, she would tell me how miserable she was. I'm drinking some nice apple cider. It is so good. She would tell me how miserable the sister in law was, right? But I should pull this table up just a bit so I can get my wine right there instead of across. But anyway, she would tell me how miserable the sister-in-law was. Like she was always in their business, always in their marriage. It was bad. So I was like, okay, so obviously she's fake. She's a fraud. But at the same time, the information that she's telling me, it's like she was telling me that my brother-in-law, her husband, always gave the sister-in-law a bunch of information. I was like, oh, so she be knowing all y'all business? Well, I don't play that. And I ended up getting married to my husband anyway, my ex-husband now. Anyway, but everything she told me, she would tell me repeatedly at every event. I used to host a bunch of parties after my ex-husband bought our house. I used to host a bunch of like family gatherings for holidays, birthdays, whatever it was, because we had a big house. Whatever it was, my husband would be on the grill. We would have music going. We had a huge driveway. People would be parked. The driveway would be full. People would be parked on the street. We had a lot of land, and it was just a beautiful place we lived in. Child, and that lady would find a way every time. That woman, my ex brother-in-law, his wife, would find a way to pull me aside and tell me something he did. I remember even one time my ex-husband now, slipped up and said he has a lock on the thermostat. He's timing how often, when she washes their daughter's hair, he's timing how long the water's running. Hmm. Hmm. This man is timing how long the water is running. Can you even imagine what I'm talking about? You're living in a house where this man is the provider. That's why I tell people nowadays, you got to be very mindful. I tell people now, you got to be mindful of this provider thing. Because there are two things that I notice when you date somebody that's providing things for you. Number one, I'm going to tell you what I noticed. I'm only speaking for myself because I date a certain type of man. My ex-husband is provider. The guy I'm dating now, provider. They don't necessarily like you acknowledging that. Even in small thank yous are fine. But if you're like, oh, I love this, thank you so much. If you get overexcited, I don't know why they don't like that. But another thing that was funny was, we lived a pretty amazing life. I'm not gonna lie. My life inside of the marriage was pretty, pretty good until it wasn't. But that's every relationship. Everything's perfect until it isn't. But I was really afforded a lifestyle of, just comfort and ease. And, he bought the house, he bought the car, he had the 6 figures, he was attractive. We went to church, we had a nice family. It was like we went on dinner dates, we went out of town, we did everything. But the problem was, I'm a social media person, as y'all can see, because here I am on YouTube recording my life. I'm a social media person. So what happens is I would post too much. I posted too much. And it started to ruffle some feathers. And I was telling my good girlfriend earlier today, I was like, I wonder and I'm going to tell you what, the dynamic between Black American women and Nigerian people is very strange. I don't even think Black American men have the same type of tension in the dynamics that Black American women face in these relationships. I'm going to show y'all something, and I hope I don't get banned for this. Or I hope I don't get a flag for this. But there was recently a woman on Family versus Fiance on OWN. They played a clip. The Nigerian mom, I talked about this on my last video. Y'all need to watch that last video. That last video is so good. I talked about the Nigerian mom is like lunging across the table, telling the daughter in law, "You don't respect me. You didn't take my plate when I was done eating, blah, blah, blah." And I understand the respect, the tradition, right? But if you're lunging at me, I'm assuming you're trying to intimidate me and not and or, but and you're trying to intimidate me and you're attempting to physically reach me and cause me harm. This lady was a 60-year-old Nigerian woman lunging at this Black American girl. And I feel like that relationship that Nigerians have with Black American women is so, it's beyond explanation for me. I don't get it. I do not get it. Actually, I do get it. I do get it. Because what happened was I was posting too much. My husband was doing too much for me. From his family's perspective, how dare you give this woman a nice life? Why is she spending so much money? Why are you doing so many things for her? Do you it had to be conversations about you're doing so much for her. How do you have money left over? If you're paying all the bills in this new big house, where's the extra money? Do you have extra money? Is she helping you? There had to be conversations because his money was the focus. And I didn't talk about this part in the podcast, but my ex, before I met my husband, is the man I dated who's very successful, very accomplished man. And he works in shipping, logistics, whatever. Very brilliant, successful man. This is my ex-boyfriend. I extended myself. I put these two men on the phone together. I extended myself by asking my very accomplished, very successful, highly sought out by companies, international companies, to run or head their logistics and shipping departments. This man was recruited to leave from the United States to live in Kenya. All expenses paid for companies that in Switzerland. I'm not joking. This is a very accomplished man who would do, still to this day, probably anything for me. I extended myself and I asked, I said, listen, this is my husband's forte, but he doesn't have da da da. The man did everything he could to get my husband. He wrote his resume. He walked him through interviews, what to say, what to do, connections. And listen, the reason I'm gonna say it, and I don't give a fuck. The reason my husband had a 6-figure income is because of my ex-boyfriend. And that taught me a lesson. You can't put people on. You can't put everybody on because once you got, does your family who's talking about me and how much of your money I'm spending, do they know the reason you're making this amount of money is because my successful, accomplished ex-boyfriend did everything for you? This is not a fairy tale. This is a real life story. This is a real life story, and I don't talk about that because I never want anybody to say my friend put you on, or but you can't say that about me. You can't say that about me. I know how to network. I know the people to know. And I never tell this story to people, but my ex can tell you. When I told my ex-boyfriend that I was divorcing my husband, he was like, "What? How? What is his problem?" He literally said, "What is going on?" I gave him the skills. I got him the interviews. What is he upset about? Because I told him, I said, I don't know. I think it's the money issue. I think his family is involved in talking about how much money I spend. We weren't broke. We didn't have any financial problems. But the problem was people got in his ear and he started acting real different to me. You can't act different to me because first of all, I'm a brilliant woman. Excuse me, y'all. I'm a brilliant woman. And I don't talk about it often, but I'm an energy reader. Like very deep. It's one of my talents. It's one of my gifts from God. It's very scary. I'm an energy reader. And I could tell the energy was way off. And I'm going to wrap this story up, but I want to tell y'all that I was bullied by this lady. I'm going to tell you how I was bullied by this lady. I was bullied by this lady so much that when this rat, when this rat went on, let me tell you, no, let me take it back, run it back. I filed for divorce for my husband. He didn't know. I filed for divorce. He didn't know. When he found out, I had not made any announcements to anybody. I think my mother knew, and then my husband knew. I didn't post anything on social media, but I had it. I felt like I had shared so much of our marriage, our ups, our wins, that I was like, listen, if you don't see him anymore, if you know why we're getting a divorce. But this happened weeks after I filed, weeks and weeks after I filed. But the day my husband found out and or was served, or the day he found out about the divorce, his sister sent me a 4-page letter. Yes, like Aaliyah, I'm writing you a 4-page letter. His sister sent me a 4-page paragraph about me, how she never liked me, she didn't trust me. It was like, girl, ain't that what you wanted? You know who sent me another message? His kid's mother. How I was horrible influence for their children. Now, this is somebody who's living in a she had a boyfriend who was a drug addict who did not work. She was begging my husband for money. We had the children. The children were with us full time. His 2 kids were with us full time. But this drug addict, zoned out, deadbeat mom is asking my husband to send her money when she has a live-in boyfriend. They're living in like a room. And she's asking him for money. I had no problem with it. But the problem was, I guess he's doing too much for me. He's doing too much for me. She's dressing nice. She's all up and down the streets of Chicago, eating on rooftops, going out with the girls. Pictures on the. I'm on a yacht. I'm on a yacht. I'm on a yacht. And these women are upset, child. They had so much to say because I posted too much. It was too much. Baby, it was too much. Yes, I'm on a yacht, like with my drone camera. Can you even see? I'm on the yacht with my drone camera. Can you even see it? They did not like. One thing I'm gonna do is live good, and I'm gonna take every blessing that God sends my way. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna amplify it. I'm gonna magnify it. I'm gonna enhance it. I'm not gonna waste a minute of opportunity because God, listen, one thing God gonna do is He gonna not play about me. And I thought that my life, I picked up, I moved from where I lived, I moved for love. I thought I was like inspiring the girls, but the girls were not happy. The girls were very upset. Girl, them women sent me so many messages, and then after the sister-in-law sent me nasty emails after I filed divorce. Ain't that what you wanted, messy boots? Ain't that what you wanted, messy boots? And then the baby mama, the zoned out. I don't want to call nobody cracked out, but you was whacked out. You probably was, but I ain't gonna put the actual paraphernalia on you because I don't know what you did. But the sister-in-law, the baby mama, the deadbeat mom, and her parents, yes, yes, That's all the people that were in my inbox once I filed for divorce from my ex-husband. Now his brother-in-law ain't say nothing, his sister-in-law ain't say nothing. His best friend's girlfriend messaged me, but she was like, "How you doing? Whatever, whatever." Girl, they was mad. Ain't this what you wanted? I think, and I'm gonna tell y'all what I know for a fact. What I know for a fact is they didn't want me to file for divorce. They wanted me in check. Now I know you might not like black women, black American women, but one thing you ain't gonna do, sis, is check me. Not me. Me. When I get, I'm on a yacht. I can call one of the most successful businessmen probably you'd ever meet in your life to make to who's my ex to get my husband a six-figure job. And you gonna check me, boo? Who gonna check me, boo? Make that make sense, girl. No. And I'm not bragging on it. I am bragging on it. I am bragging on it. I got too much going on for you to ever think that you gonna play with me. I got too much going on. The girl, you look beautiful. Look at you. Look at you. This drink has caught up with me. You look beautiful. Beautiful in that profile picture. I mean, all the time, but my God. Anyway, yes. So I think that the sister in law who bullied me, the sister in law who bullied me, exactly. They just want, listen, this little apple wine, my God, they wanted to dim my light. They really didn't want me showing out. They didn't want me showing out. I was doing too much, posting too much, dressing too nice, going out all the time. Steakhouse, rooftop, night out, church with my husband, dinner with my husband, breakfast with, it was too much. The girls didn't like that. They didn't want him providing me that life. And they really, really were like mad when I filed divorce. And I'm like, no, this is what you wanted. But what they really wanted, now that I look back, is these girls in his family, the sister-in-law, the baby mama, the other stalkers that were watching my every move, they just wanted me in check. They didn't want me to leave the man. Because who's gonna play wifey for him and take care of him while he travels for business and does this and does that and take care of his kids? No. I said, deuces. That's what the fuck I needed to do. And they were upset because he probably cussed them out after he let them in his head and he decided that he was like, oh, we're going to change things up. I was like, oh, no, we're not. You can change things up for you. I'm going to change things up for me. I had to get the fuck out of there. I'm so glad I did. But the girls wanted me in check. They wanted me in check. It was probably one of those things where the sister-in-law and the baby mama, who were very close, were probably like, no, he needs to do more for the kids. The kids need more winter boots. The kids had everything they could imagine. And coming from a deadbeat mom, girl, you better be thankful I'm in your kids' lives. No. So they're probably like, just running up shit. Like, why you take her out to dinner when the kids need new backpacks? No, they don't. They don't need anything. They have everything. They have everything. And I made sure of that. I took very good care of his children, which I consider my own. And then it was, so it was probably like, oh, why are you spending money? Why are you spending money? Why are you doing this? Why are you not doing that? Why are you not helping me? Help me, help me, help me. But in reality, you're supposed to put your wife first. That's how your household runs efficiently and smoothly. You don't understand that? So you didn't understand that your household needed to run efficiently and smoothly because you thought the little black American girl was going to sit there and take the No, I'm not. No, I'm not. My options are unlimited. My options are unlimited, and God always provides. That's why the man I'm dating now, and I will attest to this anywhere, don't let your horrible husband keep you from finding your soulmate. No, no, I'm not going to let anybody keep me from whatever my destiny is. And that is determined by God. And He gave me the free will to understand that that marriage was not for me. That man was not set on being a husband. He was set on providing an image. He was with the image with me. You know what I mean? Of course, I'll buy you the house. Post the house. Of course, we can go to dinner. Post the dinner. You know what I mean? Don't act like you weren't in the game of making everybody think that you were some successful baller who had this wife that would get dressed up and we would go to steakhouses and we would celebrate and go out of town and we could take a family vacation and you could pay for anything and you had the Mercedes and I had the Range Rover. Child, don't act like you wasn't a part of it. You wanted to show up to church looking like the richest nigga in the church. You know that. And you were treating me well at home. But once you stopped, I'm not about to keep up a facade with you. This is my real life. So whether you want to present to everybody like you're the success now, you're not. You're not a success now. Guess what? My ex, he got you the job that made you six figures. My ex-boyfriend got you the job. But now you can go lay up with your sister. Go lay up with your sister, your baby mama, and her parents. Because even after I filed a divorce and the sister sent me a nasty message and the baby mama sent me a nasty message, as if, fill in the blank with whatever you want, as the fuck if. Then I started seeing on Facebook that her parents, the baby mama's parents, were in my people you may know, which means they've been lurking my page, watching my page, searching my name or something. I don't know these people. They're not saved in my phone, but they're definitely in my people you may know. And then as soon as I, got back to my normal life, I'm posting my life. You have 11 viewers unnamed in your Facebook stories. Like people they don't even identify who the person is that watch your stories. Like 11 viewers, 15 viewers. And I'm like, oh my God, what the is going on? It was insanity. It was insanity. I'm so glad it's over. But if y'all want real details on what happened, be sure to watch my latest video, Divorce and Enmeshment, from the Let Me Call You Back podcast that I posted 4 days ago. The views are not great. I think it's because my thumbnail was horrible. My title was horrible, but I'm working on that. So we're going to get it together. But anyway, I got something else to do tonight. So I hope y'all enjoyed this little live. I'll probably be back later. I'll probably be back later this week. I'll be back later this week. Bye. I got to be like Kendra G and get the right view. Oh, let me get my glass of wine. All right. Have a good night, y'all.